My dear students, I hope you are doing good. So today we will start with the chapter that is probability, okay, which is probability you have studied from your 9th standard. 9th you had done little basic part, even 10th, then you had in your class 11th, again in 12th you have. Still, by heading towards our actual topic in this probability, I want you to recall what is probability, how it works, the basic part of it. Okay. Now basically what is probability? What we tell as probability? Probability is the thing where you use when the things are uncertain or unsure, you tell, right? Where the things are sure or certain, there you don't use probability. For example, now if I tell you what comes after January, so you are sure, you are definite, you are certain that it's February. Now if I ask you what comes after 10, obvious you will tell 11. So here these events or these things are certain, where you are sure about what is going to happen next. But for in case if I tell you how much marks are you going to obtain in your mathematics subject in your final exam, or suppose there is a unit test considered, if I ask you how much marks do you think you can get, so what you will be like, probably I'll get out of out or 24 or 23, right? Because here you are not sure, or this situation is not certain, it is uncertain. So during this times and all, probability is used. Okay, that is what probability means, where things are not certain. Now probability can be expressed in percentage form, decimal form, fraction form. For example, now see 30%, this how can be written in decimal way, 0.30. Same in fraction, how it can be written? It can be written as, okay, 300 divided by 100. If I cancel out, sorry, 30 divided by 100 only, right? 30% means what? 30 by 100, but if you cancel out 1 you will get 3 by 10. So in fraction it comes 3 by 10. So it is the same, in fraction it will be 3 by 10, in decimal it will be 0.30. Next you have this probability of event, that is successful with plus unsuccessful is equal to 1. Okay, probability of event, like you tell now, its addition, like success and difference, its addition is equal to 1. What is this event? P of E is referred as what? Favorable number of outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. This you have studied it, right? This is a kind of formula. Then in this probability you are gonna use some forms of your sets too. In your set you have read, right, number of A union B in your first year is equal to number of A plus number of B minus number of A intersection C, A intersection B. The same way the N is just replaced by P. P means what? Probability. Just P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. This is what the basic part you had knew already, but still we have gone through it. Now comes the starting topic in this class or your class 12, that is conditional probability. What is conditional probability? With an example I'll try to explain you. So we will see conditional probability taking a random experiment, that is tossing of a coin twice. Okay, tossing of coin twice. So sample space or sample point, what we'll get? One time you both have got both the times head, okay, one time head tail, one time tail head, and again one more time tail. Okay, when you are tossing it twice, your probabilities how it might have come. Now we'll take a event. Event you have already studied. What is event? It is the subset of your sample point or sample space itself, right? Now event E, what am 2 events I'll take. Okay, one event E I'm taking. In this, what it is telling, exactly one head. Okay, and your event F is telling at least one head. There is very much difference in this sentence. Okay, event E is telling exactly one head and event F is telling at least one head. Exactly one head means which all sample space it can consider, or sample points. Exactly one head they are telling, which means what? Head, tail and tail head. Only this can be right, head, tail and tail head, because exactly one head they are telling means there should be one head only. More than that or less than that is not included. Now at least one head. At least one head means what? One head, so it should be there. Maximum in this how many can be? 2 heads can be, right? If thrice you are tossing it, 3 heads can be max. So how many heads? But at least in that one head should be there only. It can be twice, in some it can be 2. So here what it will become? One is head, tail, tail, head, and the other will be what? Head, head. Right? This is the difference. Now I want to find the probability of event E. Okay, probability of event E. Now event E, see, it has head, tail, means how it has head and tail, right? Means once it has come head and one more time it was tail, so head and tail. Or it might be what? First tail has come and then head, right? This head, tail means what? First it was head and then tail. Second time it was what? First it might be tail, second time it might be head, right? Right? So how it can do? Head and tail means how it will be? 1/2 into 1/2, and it is, right? Plus here also 1/2 into 1/2. So what it can be? 1/2 is 1/4, plus 1/4 is nothing but your 2/4, which is nothing 1/2. So probability of event E means what? How many sample points will be there in your event? Its outcomes, means you have to add it. In this elements, how many events will be there? Okay, how many events, its outcomes, if we add, that is nothing your probability of event. Means like, see how we are doing probability of HT plus probability of TH, right? We have added this elements. How many times like you add it, that is the probability of E. So you get what? 1/2. Properly I'll write it like probability of this outcome plus probability of this outcome. Head and tail, tail and head. What we had got? 1/4 plus 1/4, which is nothing but 2/4. 2 1s are 2 2s are, which is nothing but 1/2. Right? In the same way, your probability of your F, if I consider, in this how it is, see, you have head and tail, right? One outcome. Or again you have, sorry, tail and head, or you have head and head. So which means what? Probability of HT plus probability of TH plus probability of HH, right? Which nothing but 1/2 into 1/2 plus 1/2 into 1/2 plus 1/2 into 1/2. So this is also 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, which is nothing but 3/4. So here I can write directly 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, which is equal to 3/4. I hope this you have understood. You are understanding how we get the probability of the events, means adding the probability of the outcomes within that event, whatever you have, that elements, okay, adding that elements. So from this you have understood like probability of this both the events, how we are doing. What we have got, basically probability of event E you have got half, and probability of event F you have got 3/4. Okay. Till now we were doing our direct probability. Now what they are telling, conditional probability, means probability finding of event E with the condition, which has a condition. And when we tell condition of probability, see, condition probability is considered, or it can be finded out if the other event has already been occurred, means like in this E and F is there. So we are finding the conditional probability of E. Okay, the probability of event E is called conditional probability if the F has already occurred, the event F has already occurred. So how it is said, the probability of the event E is called conditional probability of E given that F has already occurred, and it is, how it is denoted by P E by F. Okay, P E by F, by F it is. How you read? P E by F means you are finding the probability of E where F is already been done. It's already been done. How it is given? It is given P of E intersection F divided by P of F, of which event is already done, that comes under your denominator. Okay, I hope this is clear for you. I'll give the definition, then we'll go for properties and all. Right. Now this only consider, see, like we are finding of E means exactly one head, probability of this event where your F has already been occurred. Occurred means what? At least one head is there, means this has already been, either this might have come, this might have come, or this might have come. Okay. So if we can consider, if we want to find, now first probability E intersection F. E intersection F we have to find probability of, first we will see E intersection F, what we will get. See, E is HTTH and HTTH HH is of F. Intersection of this both is what? HTTH is, it is both common, so it is HTTH. So probability of E intersection F will be what? Probability of this is what? I hope you can see. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, probability of this is what? See, this is two events. So what it will be? 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4, comma means what? Plus 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4, nothing, what you are getting? 2 by 4, which is nothing but your 1 by 2. So E intersection F is what? 1 by 2. Again divided by P of F, already we had got, that is 3 by 4. 3 by 4. So nothing, 2 1s are 2 2s are. So you will get 2 by 3. So therefore P E by F is equal to 2 by 3. I hope you have understood how you have to do. Considering this, I just explained you what is your condition of probability. Condition of probability means nothing, finding the probability of event E in which here already F has occurred, means this has already been done. So this is the formula. You can use this and you can find it out. Okay, we'll see the definition and we will see the properties. So I have written definition. See, if E and F are two events associated with the sample space of a random experiment, the conditional property of the event E given that F has occurred. Now whatever I have done, whatever I have explained you, it is the same. Okay, that is P E by F, and it is given by how? Probability of E intersection F divided by probability of F, provided probability of F is not equal to 0. Okay. Now we have properties of conditional property. So here what they have said, E and F be the events of sample space, that is S, as I had shown you already previously, that S as our sample space, E, F we had taken as a two events. So property 1, what it tells, probability of sample space by the occurred event F, the already occurred event. So its probability will be what? Obvious one, right? See, now from your sample space, you are taking the probability of any event, means it is subset of that only, right? So whatever you'll get one only. Even if your probability of F by F occurred event, by your occurred event, it will be 1 itself, right? So for this only it is kind of solution or proof you can tell. So we'll see how we will get. Now what we'll write? Okay, we know that. Now see, probability of sample space by your occurred event. If you considering the if you're considering the formula and if you're doing here probability of S by F, what it will be? P probability of S intersection F, your sample intersection your F event divided by again P of F, your occurred event, right? Now probability of S intersection F, your S is a sample space, F is one more event, that F event is what? Subset of S itself, right? So intersection of your main and your subset, what you'll get? Probability of F itself, right? F only you'll get intersection. Denominator F you have, so it is 1. Considering same P F by F. So what it is? P F intersection F divided by P of F. So P of F intersection F is what? Nothing but P of F itself, that itself only, right? Then P of F. So here also you are getting 1. So understood how it is 1. So P probability is F S by F, probability F by F will be always equal to 1. I hope this is clear. See, sample space and your event. Now intersection of your sample and your event, if we take event is what? Your event F is nothing but the subset of your S. So if you are taking intersection of that both, so what is the subset? That is only will be the common between your main set and your subset, right? So intersection you will get the same. So probability of, and denominator you have already the occurred that itself. So you will get 1. Okay. So we'll end up today's class. We'll meet up tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, students.